my friend, Sanderson Taylor.
Hood, you don't have to use us. Me and Mr. Taylor over here already know each other.
How goes, Greg?
The lieutenant is a vacancy function in death row, I believe.
Mr. Taylor, I was just about to arrest your client here on suspicion of murdering Jethro Bronson.
On what evidence?
He mentally slugs the dead man.
That does not prove murder, Lieutenant.
Yes, but this paper knife does. Bronson was stabbed with it.
Well, how do you know it was me?
Hood, your prints are all over it.
How did you check those so fast?
Hood, it just so happens I'm a fingerprint expert. I carried around a copy of yours ever since the Fisherman's Wharf business.
Can I see this, Magruder?
Just don't handle it.
Don't worry, I won't mess up Exhibit A.
Mr. Taylor, I will arrest him.
And if you do, Lieutenant, I'll have it out on the writ for you to spell habeas corpus.
Well, that should give us several hours on our getaway, Sandy.
Hood, can it. You won't be able to laugh your way out of this one.
Magruder, even though you don't like me, I'd like to see your badge and your arches. Take a look at this.
What is it, Greg?
Well, I assume the faint old prints on here are Bronson's,
Yeah?
and these heavy dark ones are mine.
Of course they are.
Then notice the location of the thumbprint. Now, if you're just messing around with a knife or opening letters, the thumbprint would point toward the blade. But that's not the way we hold a knife if you were going to stab somebody, is it?
No, it's not, Greg. If you're going to stab somebody, the thumbprint would be towards the end of the handle.
Oh, I guess you're right. But why are the murderer's prints on here?
Well, I'd say the answer to that would be a pair of gloves.
So, Lieutenant, did you still want to make an arrest?
I guess not. But Hood, I'm warning you. Before this case is over, it'll be the last chapter in the casebook of Gregory Hood.
Great. You're still under suspicion by the police. We've got to clear you.
I realize that, Sandy. The more I think about this, the more I'm inclined to one opinion.
And that opinion is?
Well, you heard what Miss Carter testified.
Yes. She said the last time she had talked to Bronson was before he made the phone call. Then she went to the outer office where you and Senator Harrison were waiting. And then the next time she went in to see Bronson was dead.
Right. And if we take her testimony as true, then logically she is the only one that could have committed the murder.
Yes. If she did stab him, then it wouldn't be too hard to think of a good motive. I've worked for people who have worked for blackmailers simply because they were being blackmailed too.
Yes, but on the other hand, if she was being blackmailed, excuse me, surely she would think of an alibi.
Maybe she saw you handling the knife, then thought that would put the pin on you.
Maybe. Oh, it's possible anyway.
Or maybe Senator Harrison. I mean, purely she wasn't here for a social call.
Yes, I can see the possibility of motive. It's the how of this that worries me. Bronson's office was on the 9th floor, and Senator Harrison and I waited outside the office the whole time. Therefore, Miss Carter would be the only one that was able to stab him. Unless, of course, a particularly adroit seagull flew in and did the deed.
That is possible. So, what you're saying is that all the evidence points towards the secretary, Miss Carter. I mean, oh, wait, hold on. Did you, by any chance, talk to Daphne? Since last night, I mean, of course.
Yes, I spoke to her on the phone. Yes.
And
she didn't know anything about Bronson's murder.
Nothing about the murder.
No. When I told her, naturally, she was pretty head up. But I reassured her that she was under no suspicion, and all the evidence that she had been turned over to the police.
Okay, but Greg, you do realize that knowing the murder, that Bronson was dead, that would put her in the clear, so that's a good motive in itself.
True, but again, how? Daphne's a cunning girl, but she cannot float through a 9th-story window.
That's true. So it looks like we ran into a blank wall. And now we've got to find a way around it.
Or over it.
Oh, what?
Well, Sandy, I think the next step is obvious.
We go and see the secretary, Mrs. Carter.
Right. I got her address. She lives up on Russian Hill. But I am worried.
Why?
Well, I'm an ardent whodunit fan. And Miss Carter's the obvious suspect. By all the rules, it cannot be her. Oh well, this is real life. Let's call on the secretary and see what happens.